All right, let's get right into it. We are all drowning in digital busy work, right? We spend so many hours on these little tasks that just feel like they should be automatic. But what if you could connect all of your apps and services together and get them to work in perfect harmony? Well, today, we're looking at a tool that pretty much acts like a super glue for your entire digital life, n8n. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? This quote just hits the nail on the head. Every single minute you spend on some repetitive, manual task is a minute you could have spent doing something more important, something more creative. Automation isn't about replacing people, it's about freeing us up. I mean, we all know this feeling. That endless copy-paste from an email into a spreadsheet. The daily ritual of checking one app just to update another one. Sending that same, hey, just checking in notification over and over and over again. It's like the digital version of death by 1,000 paper cuts, and it's just a massive drain on our time and our energy.
Okay, so this is where n8n comes into the picture. Imagine a tool that doesn't just connect two apps, but can orchestrate this complex dance between a dozen of them. A tool that literally binds your entire digital workflow together, making it seamless, intelligent, and best of all, automatic. That's the whole idea behind this superglue.
So how does it actually work? Well, forget about complex coding for a second. The absolute best way to think about building an automation in n8n is like playing with digital Lego. You just take these different blocks, each one has a specific job, and you snap them together to build something amazing.
And the most fundamental concept here is the node. So think of a node as one of those Lego pieces. It could be a read from Google Sheets node, or a send a Slack message node, or even a check if node. You just drag them, drop them, and connect them to create this whole flow of actions. Let's make this feel a little more real. Imagine you have an online store. Okay, first, a customer places an order. That's our trigger. Instantly, the workflow saves that order to a Google Sheet. No more manual data entry. But here's the really clever part. We add a condition. If the order is over $50, then it sends an urgent message to the packaging team on Slack. If it's not, it just logs the order. This brilliant little workflow automatically separates high-value orders just by connecting a few simple nodes. And this is exactly what users start to discover. It's not just for one specific type of task. It's this incredibly versatile tool that can adapt to pretty much whatever you throw at it. Whether you're in marketing, sales, IT, or just trying to improve your own productivity, it becomes your go-to for solving these little automation puzzles.
But let's be real, n8n isn't the only tool out there. So when you're comparing your options, three things really matter. How powerful is it? How much is it going to cost? And who controls my data? And this is where n8n really starts to carve out its own unique path.
So first, let's talk about the pricing model, because this is a big one. Most other tools, they charge you for every single action or task inside your automation. So a workflow with 10 steps costs 10 times more than one with a single step. With n8n, you pay per run of the entire workflow. That means you can build these incredibly complex, multi-step automations without having to worry about the bill just skyrocketing. And this isn't just some theory. Look at this number. Vodafone used n8n to completely overhaul their threat intelligence systems. By building these powerful, complex workflows, they managed to save over £2 million. I mean, that's the kind of industrial-strength automation we are talking about here. So what does all this actually mean for you? Well, it means you're not limited. You can create workflows that loop, that split off into different paths based on data, and then merge back together. For privacy, and this is huge, you can self-host it on your own servers, which gives you total control. And for the power users out there, if you ever hit a wall, you can just drop in custom JavaScript or Python code. It's both really accessible and incredibly deep. Okay, so if building with digital Lego blocks sounds pretty easy, what if I told you that you might not even have to do that? The latest evolution of n8n brings an AI copilot into the mix, and it kind of changes everything. Just think for a second about your most complex automation idea. The one that would connect your chat app, your email, your calendar, and your spreadsheets all together. What if you could build that entire thing just by describing it in plain English? No dragging, no dropping, just typing. Now this is not a simple command. This is a request to build an entire AI agent that can make decisions. It has to understand the context of a Slack message, choose the right tool, either a calendar or an email, take an action, log the results, and then report back. It's a lot. And here's the mind-blowing result. The AI doesn't just spit out some code, it builds the entire visual workflow for you. All the nodes are there, they're connected in the right order. It even adds these little sticky notes to the canvas, telling you which accounts you need to connect and what settings to check.
It's like having an expert developer build your automation in just a few seconds. So, with all this power, from visual building to AI copilots, what's the catch? Let's talk about the journey from being a new user to becoming a true automation artist.
Of course not. A tool that's this powerful and this flexible, it does have a bit of a learning curve. While you can do some amazing things really quickly, mastering the nuances and, debugging complex flows when they go wrong, that takes a bit of practice.
But here's the good news. You are not alone. There's a huge, really active community of over 40,000 people to help you out, plus fantastic documentation and over 800 pre-built templates you can use as a starting point. So while there's a learning curve, the ladder to climb it is right there waiting for you. And here are some hard-won tips from experienced users. I really want to highlight two that will save you from massive headaches. First, name your nodes clearly. Function 7 means absolutely nothing when you look at it 6 months from now. And second, back up your workflows. There is no undo button for a deleted workflow, so when they're gone, they are gone for good. Mastering these simple habits is totally key.
This quote really just sums it all up. Once you get the fundamentals, the tool itself just gets out of your way. The only real limit becomes your ability to imagine new ways to connect systems and solve problems.
So stop thinking of yourself as just a user clicking buttons. With a tool this flexible, you really become an architect, an artist. You are designing systems, and n8n is simply the canvas you're using to bring that vision to life. So, we've explored the building blocks, the power, and the potential. The only question left is, what problem are you going to solve first? What tedious task are you going to wipe off your to-do list forever? The canvas is waiting.